counter. Into space, the foot race, and it's going to be won by Cephas. Cephas into the area. Cephas squaring for Nicholson. Goal! Bloop, 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 goal!
Bailey to the last post. Dixon trying to bring it down on his first touch. Ball stays in place. Cephas. What a strike!
So, whilst Renaldo Cephas is a bit frustrating to watch sometimes in regards to decision making in the final third, there is no doubt about it that in the past couple of months, probably more, I can definitely say, I can clearly say, in the past year worth of Reggae Boyz football, he has most definitely been our most dangerous player. Alright, so welcome back people to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Alright, so we're going to speak about Renaldo Cephas. Now, it is not in my intent to persuade, or should I say coerce, or convince anyone about a player, or even the coach, or the selection of a player. I try my best not to do that. But what I'm going to do here is because there's a huge debate surrounding Renaldo Cephas and if he should start or not when the Reggae Boyz face off against the British Virgin Islands and such forth, going further Gold Cup and also World Cup qualifiers. So these are the big questions. Will we see Cephas start? No, I'm not here to say this player should start and that player should start. But what I'm definitely going to do, I'm going to bring you guys some evidence, some statistics, some data, some facts. Something that we cannot argue about. You can argue one's opinion, but you can't argue facts. Let me give an example for that. I believe 1 plus 1 equal 11.
What? What?
But I believe. That's my opinion on the matter. But the facts are 1 plus 1 equal 2. You can make an argue about what I believe or my opinion in regards to 1 plus 1 equal 11. You can argue from now till next year and we can try to convince you. But the facts are, the 100 mathematical facts are 1 plus 1 equal 2. We can't argue that. So to give an example, I can say a player is not good.
Failure? You are a failure. You can never make it.
Oh my guys are ballers, so. Oh my guys are ballers.
I never spelled it.
But yet still, in his last 10 games, he scored or contributed to 15 goals in his last 10 games. But yet still, I can argue as a boy, I don't like when he kick the ball, I don't like when him run, I don't like it, I just don't like his decision making in the final third. He can't control. Those are just relatively opinions.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What is he saying?
But the facts are, he contributed to 15 goals in 10 games. So, in any team, you take out a player like that, 100% I believe that they will lose something significant. To fly Harlow. Anyways, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, whilst I get into some details here. Now, I'm going to go as far back as last year, June, 6th of June, Thursday the 6th of June, when we played against, in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, when we played against Dominican Rep in Jamaica at the National Stadium, and we won that game 1-0. Man of the match was Renaldo Cephas. Guess what? In that same game, he could have scored more. In that same game, he could have scored more. And also, in that same game, he was the one who won the penalty in which Bob Reed threw it away. Well, technically, kick it on the post, in some sense. But he was the one who registered the assist for Nicholson with the breakaway. So that's the first game out of the way. Second game, that's the first game versus Dominican Republic. Second game, Sunday the 9th of June, Dominica 2, Jamaica 3. Renaldo Cephas assist for Kime Dixon goal. And also, in the same game, he was causing problems down the left-hand side. So, also an assist here. So that's 2 assists. That's 2 assists in 2 games. And remember, if penalties counted, we'd have had more. Just saying. Because he's the one who won the penalty. Now, after that, we went into the Copa America. And in the Copa America, he got a small amount of minutes in the Copa America. You know, big games. So, quote unquote, we're going to draw for the big name players in general. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use the quote unquote again, big name players for that game. Jamaica lose the first game versus Mexico 1-0. Cephas did came off the bench in the 80th minute. Got a few minutes in the game. Second game in the 26th of June, we played against Ecuador. Jamaica lost that game 3-1. Cephas again coming off the bench in the 88th minute. 88th minute. Yeah, what impact? Barely. Now, the last game now, Cephas, the game was that was game versus Venezuela, where we lost the game 3-0. Many persons said, boy, Cephas not playing nothing, he should come off I feel. Guess what? Cephas came off after him. The game was 0-0. Game ended 3-0. Coincidence? Maybe not. We don't know. Anyways, we're gonna move now to September when things kick off again in the Nations League. Now, the first 2 Nations League game, there were no Cephas because he was not called for that camp. Then now in the October camp, he was called for the Nation League. We played against Nicaragua. We won that game 2-0. Technically, he came on in the 80th minute of the game. Where Jamaica was already leading. We already won the game 2-0. So, not much in that one. The next game would have been another CONCACAF Nations League game versus Honduras. That game ended in 0-0. Cephas came on in the 46th minute. And relatively not necessarily one of the better games. And that ended the October camp. So 2 games that we played in the Nation League. One versus USA, that was at home, in which Renaldo Cephas was our most dangerous player throughout the 90 minutes. Yes, there were moments in the game, but we lost that game 1-0. But he was terrorizing them totally. After that, we lost 4-2 to the USA. That was in the USA. That was in the quarterfinals of the Nation League. And again, Renaldo Cephas was heavily involved in that game. Came on in the 60th minute of that game and also caused a havoc for the USA team, in which we were already losing the game 4-1 and it wasn't looking good. Renaldo Cephas getting behind the defense, shot on goal, goalkeeper went down, saved it, and parried the ball right in the path of Demarai Gray. Demarai Gray scored his second goal in months. But Cephas was also heavily involved in that one. Then now, started off with World Cup qualifiers, which was in this year. Interesting aspect now. We defeated St. Vincent. No, we drew St. Vincent for the first game 1-1. You remember how we scored that goal? It was a penalty, courtesy of Leon Bailey. But how did that penalty come about? Renaldo Cephas, down the left-hand side, very, very dangerous, get inside the box, cross the ball, cut back to Werner Brown, defender panic, and keep down Werner Brown. Goal involvement? No, but he was the one who created the situation which led to the penalty, and the penalty scored by Leon Bailey. And that was at the brink of us losing that game. 90 plus something minutes, that goal is scoring now. In the event, he didn't decide to take on the defender and go down to the wing. Who knows what would happen? Who knows what would happen? Then now, the next game, Jamaica played St. Vincent. Now, in Jamaica, we won that game 3-0 down at Sabina Park. Do you remember that game? Now, the first goal was from Rona Brown. Brilliant goal. Brilliant goal. Nothing necessarily has to do with Cephas in that one. The second goal. You remember the second goal? The second goal was a pass from Liam Bailey. To who? Renaldo Cephas. Cephas bursting inside the box. Liam Bailey saw Cephas, put the ball to Cephas. Defender doing his defensive duty. Stop the ball from going to Cephas, but unfortunately, it was deflected inside the back of his own net. Who was there? Again, Cephas. Heavily involved where the goals are concerned. Then the last goal of the game, Kyle Dixon. Liam Bailey, ball to Kyle Dixon. Kyle Dixon cut back. Who was there to put that ball in the back of the net? Renaldo Cephas. Very, very interesting, eh? Then we move on to the Unity Cup. These are all the games that Jamaica played, you know? We move on to Unity Cup versus Trinidad. 3 goals scored. Which Penenka from Casey Palmer, Ramon Burrell, and Richard King. First goal, penalty. Renaldo Cephas taking on defender on left hand side, cut inside the box. Defender taking him out. Casey Palmer steps up. Third goal, cross on to Cephas at the back post. Try to get the ball in. Find its way to Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer shot on goal. Keeper save it, and then Ramon Burrell. But who's also involved in that? Renaldo Cephas. Last goal of the game, breakaway, pass through the channel. Cephas was taken down by Phillips, the goalkeeper from Trinidad and Tobago, inside the 18-yard box. Richard King steps up and put the ball away. Now for the final versus Nigeria, assist, first goal, Renaldo Cephas, Kyle Dixon on the back post. Brilliant bit of work again from Cephas. Then now the last goal, second goal for Jamaica. John Russell, Cephas down the left hand side, cut, get past his defender, with the ball left foot inside the box, and a goal again for John Russell for Jamaica, and assist for Renaldo Cephas. So, how much goal involvement that? How much games in play? Let that speak for itself. So, when it comes on to player selection and speaking about which player should start, and this player should start, that player should start, let's not look at the names, but factor in the performances. Let's go with the performances. And if the performances don't match with what we want and what we expect, we have to think about the decision going forward. Because at the end of the day, if we want our team to play good and have the best performances week in, or never week out, but for every international game we play, we most definitely have to consider who is performing at this moment. Who will help us to get the ball in the back of the net? Now, many persons say, boy, the levels and this and everything. It's very interesting because even with the higher level go, we still haven't seen much from the main stars or the players with the big name. And also, even when the level is low, we still don't see the same from the players with the big name. So what are you thinking about? What are your thoughts on that? Smash the like button, people. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. Oh, God bless. Make up on one of mine. Me now tell you what you think. Won't tell you what you think. Me just bring the facts, come to the table. On the decipher that anyone want. Big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. Out. God bless. Boom. Now I mean, outside. Now the girls are what? Outside.